Hey, YouTube Texas Gear Reviews here. So we're going to do a test today on the Sterno cooking fuels. Now, I don't have an actual Sterno stove. This is what I'm going to be using, just something we made. Sits over the can. We're going to do a water boil test and see how long it takes to boil some water. We have 2 cups in the Maxim canteen quart. I have my phone for a stopwatch. I don't know if you can see if it's lit or not. Yeah, you can see it. Set this up here. A little bit crooked. And start. Okay. Probably should have tested this beforehand. There we go. So we'll see how long it takes to boil 2 cups of water on a Sterno. We'll come back and let you know. So we'll be back. Alright, so we're right at the 5.5 minute mark and still no bubbles. Got a little bit on the bottom looking like it wants to boil. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up or not, but you can see down in there. The one thing I have noticed is you know, the Esbit stove, the handles get heated up so much it's too hot to pick up. With this stove, it's not heating up the handles. The Esbit stove has flames shooting up all around the pot, so it may boil a little quicker, but it gets the handles on the canteen cup too hot to actually pick up. You have to actually use something to pick them up. So I don't know. Looks like it's wanting to start boiling. As soon as it does, we'll come back and show you and let you know how long it took. Looking at 13 minutes now and still no boil. I have to say, not very impressed with the Sterno so far. I think I said this is a 30-minute can. These are 45-minute cans. Got some heat coming off of it. Got a couple of bubbles down in there, but nothing major yet. And I know it would probably go a lot faster if I had a lid on this. But the Maxim canteen quart doesn't come, or the Maxim canteen kit does not come with a lid. So when I tested as is out of the box. We are eventually going to buy a lid for it, but right now I don't have one, so we don't use one. I know I could put a pan or something over it and probably maybe a piece of aluminum foil or something and get it to boil a little faster, but I want to test it as is out of the box. So we're going on 14 minutes and still no boil. Looks like it wants to boil, but yeah, it's still not even hot, so I don't know. We'll be back. Alright, so we have ran through a little more than half of the burn time on one of these cans and have yet to get a boil. Lots of steam coming off of it, a little bit of heat. The water's probably too hot for me to put my finger into now, but I'm going to call this a fail. I don't know if we're going to even try to get a boil off of it now. 23 minutes, 15 seconds, and no boil. Now I know you can say that maybe my pot stand is a little bit too tall, but I actually measured this pot stand with my nephew's Sterno stove that actually uses these things. So when I measured it out, I made sure my pot, you know, was going to sit about as high as theirs. The only difference is theirs are wires. It's not ears coming out. It's actual wires that hold the pot up. So that may make a difference. I don't know. I'm sure it does, but not a 23-minute and 50-second difference. Pull you in here, show you what we've got, which isn't much. So I think we might let it go for a few more minutes, and if it boils, we'll come back and show you. If not, we'll come back and tell you it was a complete fail, because I'm not going to sit here all day and wait for... It's only 2 cups of water. It's not that much water. You know, the canteen cup's almost full, but 2 cups it should be boiling. And we've got some bubbles coming up, but it's not a rolling boil yet. So we're at 24 minutes, 30 seconds. We'll be back. Alright, so we just hit the 30-minute mark, and it's still not boiling. I'm willing to say it would use the whole can and never get a rolling boil out of it. And I don't understand, because I have used this before. I just thought about it. I've used it to melt wax before to make my emergency stormproof matches, the homemade ones. But as you can see, it's not even really close to boiling yet. I mean, it is, but it isn't. Should be a lot more action in there for half an hour, you know. So we're going to call the Sterno a fail. I will not be buying any more Sternos. I guess we're going to have to try one on the actual stove. I'll have to borrow my nephew's and test it out to see if it's any better. But my thoughts about it is if it can't work with, you know, any kind of stove, then it doesn't work. So that's just me. I don't know. Maybe we'll do another test with the other stove and show you guys how well it works with the actual stove it's intended for. I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But no boil out of this, and we're running on, going on 32 minutes. Still no boil, so complete fail on this one. That's going to be it for this one. Thanks for watching, YouTube.